last stream, I believe we went over the different types of blockchains. The variety is immense. In this one, we're going to dive into cryptocurrency taxonomy. There is actually a wide variety of use cases for cryptocurrencies besides being used as the payment layer or as a form of peer-to-peer payment, as a form of global currency, as an asset. Some of these are actually used as platforms that are integrated as frameworks for building, for scalability at the enterprise level, even at the basic level, like the retail level. We'll see actually some of the use cases for cryptocurrency is like us having the ability to build digital stores, marketplaces and things like that to sell and purchase goods. Our agenda is going to be cryptocurrency classification, cryptocurrencies in general, platform tokens, utility tokens, security tokens, natural asset tokens, crypto collectibles, crypto fiat currencies, and stable coins. And then we're going to sum it up with a beautiful conclusion. To start us off, we're going to go into cryptocurrency classification. So how many cryptocurrencies are there? Well, as of March 2021, there are over 8,700 coins. That was March 2021. You can imagine there are probably 10 times that amount at this moment. And individual users have the ability to create crypto coins. So there's no limit to how many can be created as long as you have a developer. Sometimes you don't even need a developer. You just need the right website, and they actually have websites that will help you launch your own coin. You have to supply the market cap, meaning the money that is put into it. Will supply the value, but the market cap and circulating supply and the dollar volumes all dependent upon you. So the estimated total market capitalization is 1.6 trillion. A lot of money in circulation. That has definitely increased since then. I'm not sure what the exact total market capitalization is as of this moment, but it is up there. So these are the top 20 cryptocurrencies ranking by market cap. As of now, it's Bitcoin at number 1, Ethereum at 2. We have Tether, which is a stable coin, which is number 3. A stable coin is a cryptocurrency that is pegged to the US dollar. So you can trade one stable coin for a US dollar and get equivalent value. We have BNB, which is number 4, USD coin, which is another stable coin, so it's for a dollar. XRP is number 6, Binance USD number 7, another stable coin. Dogecoin, you've probably heard of. It went crazy. A lot of people invested in Dogecoin because of the hype. And it was one of the cheapest coins to get into at the moment. It has the little Doge on the front, the Shiba Inu on the front. A lot of people actually got into crypto because of Dogecoin. Number 9, we have Cardano, and number 10, we have Solana, which is personally one of my favorite blockchains as far as scalability, speed, and infrastructure. Now, classifying. All cryptocurrencies and tokens will not share many of the same key characteristics, and we have to classify them based on notable examples of a variety of criteria that we already have in place. So we either classify them in one of 7 categories: as a cryptocurrency, as a platform, as a utility token, as a security token, as a natural asset token, as a crypto collectible, like an NFT, or as a fiat currency or stable coin. Remember, if you're not familiar with what a fiat currency is, it is any money that is not pegged to a commodity such as gold. So the US dollar, for example, is a fiat currency. It used to be backed by the gold standard. It is not anymore. We are just basically in agreement that the dollar has the value that it has, and that is how that system works. So cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. So cryptocurrencies in the taxonomy of payment tokens and that peer-to-peer payment system, I send money to you, you send money to me. They are the native cryptographic asset of a particular blockchain. So they're designed and they're intended to serve as a store of value or a medium of exchange, just like a dollar would be. So Bitcoin is not only a blockchain, but it is also a currency. We've already discussed what a consensus mechanism is. The Bitcoin, of course, is the proof of work. The average time it takes for a block to be mined or a transaction to be sent through is generally 10 minutes. Bitcoin's went through a couple of forks, which is like the weeds and things like that we don't really get into. There's privacy coins like Monero, meaning you have the ability to make your transaction not public. You're able to send it and they're not actually able to see the address that it is sent from, but they have been actually cracking down on privacy coins because of criminals using it for mischievous purposes. Which is interesting because more so, even though there are privacy coins in place like Monero, Bitcoin was actually one of the biggest coins being used on the dark web and the dark markets actually for mischievous transactions, such as the sending and buying of weapons and things like that. So if you ever checked out the Silk Road, you know that Bitcoin was the form of currency that was used the most, even though there were other cryptocurrencies in circulation. Platform tokens. Ethereum is a platform token. So a platform token in the taxonomy is a consumer token. They're designed to support blockchain platforms in which decentralized applications, which we call dApps, DApps. So they're called dApps, DApps, decentralized apps. So they will have tokens of their own that can be used in the application, and that is how NFTs are built. That's how apps like you would find on your regular phone are built on the blockchain. Is because they are built on scalable blockchain networks like Ethereum. Not every cryptocurrency platform is able to have dApps built on top of it. The platform token Ethereum is a proof of stake, meaning you have to stake X amount of Ethereum in order to be able to participate in the voting, the network of decisions that are supposed to be made, in order to receive a certain amount like rewards for helping mine. It would be through proof of stake. So I'm not sure what the percentages you would have to have in right now, but you would have to have X amount of Ethereum in order to receive staking rewards. I mean, you would get paid Ethereum for staking. We have Binance Chain. I think Binance is based out of China, if I'm not mistaken. It was started from someone from China. I don't remember his name right now, but it's one of the biggest platforms to buy and sell cryptocurrency on. Binance Smart Chain supports smart contracts. We just talked about smart contracts in the last live that we went on. And then Binance Coin, BNB, it's the native token that powers the Binance ecosystem. So if you were to buy, sell, make transactions on the Binance platform, you would do it with the token BNB, just like on Ethereum. If you were to make transactions, you would use Ether, its native token. There's Polkadot, which is another platform token that is used for decentralized apps to scale on. There's EOS, there's Cardano, there's Solana, Stellar. There are a ton of them. If you check into any of these, they're all assets. I mean, you can still buy them and estimate that the value of them is going to go up, or estimate the value of them is going to go down if you're deciding to short them instead of long them. But I play the long-term game, so in my investment strategy, I'm just holding. I don't think I have time. Well, I'm not interested in shorting coins to make a couple of dollars off each. For utility tokens. So there are utility tokens. They're intended to provide digital access to an application or server. So by holding this token, you get access to a specific server or system that is in place. It's like, I would say, a membership coin. So by holding this, say if you wanted to go to a store, but the only way you could get in the store was if you had a badge. You had to pay for the badge in advance, and then every time you show the badge, you're able to go in. This is basically that you hold the token, you're able to access whatever is inside of that network. So after the application is completed, utility tokens give holders perks such as access to the network or voting rights. So because you have the token, you're able to vote on what key decisions that are made in the network itself. Some of the ones that are in place already are the basic attention token, which is BAT, by Brave Software. It's a digital advertising exchange ecosystem. There's the Golem network token, which is facilitating a decentralized market for computing power. There's Funfair token, there's Fun token. It's an online gaming casino platform used for smart contracts. And there's Filecoin. It's a decentralized storage system, one of the biggest and one of the most used. There are others in place, but that one is the main one. There are security tokens. So a classic security is a fungible, meaning that it cannot be distinguished from another of its kind. It's identical, like a dollar bill. $1 bill is identical to another dollar bill. One US dollar bill is identical to one US dollar bill. All right, so meaning you can trade in a dollar bill and you will get a dollar bill. Whereas something non-fungible, like an NFT, a non-fungible token, they're generally not of the same value. You might get the exact same thing, but if you try to trade them, the value for them to be equal, it does not come out that way. We could have the same NFT, but because we got them in a different order, mine could be 10 times more, or worth 10 times more than yours, or vice versa, or more than that, or more, or much less. So class security is fungible, negotiable, it can be owned and traded, and it's a financial instrument that holds some type of monetary value. Security tokens introduce the important concepts of tokenization or digitization or fractional ownership, meaning that an asset, whether it's tangible or intangible, can be divided into identical tokens, fungible identical tokens. So the same identical tokens, they have the same value, but they can be split to smaller amounts. Like if you want to purchase Bitcoin, remember I told you you do not have to purchase Bitcoin at the price tag of 20,000 right now. You can buy what are called Satoshis, and they are decimal values. So you could buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, $50 worth of Bitcoin, etc. And you would own Bitcoin, but you would not own a whole Bitcoin. It'd be like if you went and bought cake slices instead of a whole cake. Okay. So this allows for an investor to have fractional ownership of an underlying asset. Okay, so it had to pass the Howey test, of course, to be considered as a security token. If you don't know what the Howey test is, it was created by a guy named Howey. I don't know his full name, but that's basically how they determine whether or not something is considered a security or not. So a token will be an investment contract, and therefore it's subject to securities registration requirements if it is an investment of money, if there's an expectation of profit from the investment. The investment of money is in a common enterprise, and if any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or third party. There are ERC20 fungible tokens. This kind of gets into the weeds, but this is something that you hear more when you're into NFTs and when you're on the Ethereum network. So the term ERC stands for Ethereum Request for Comments, and the number 20 stands for Unique ID number to distinguish this standard from others. So there are ERC other numbers that are in place, and that's, remember, Ethereum Request for Comments, ERC, Ethereum Request. They don't put in the F in there, but for comment. So it's a protocol standard that defines certain rules and standards for issuing tokens on the Ethereum's network, recreating the attributes of a security. So it is considered a security. It meets all those requirements that we stated a minute ago. The ERC20 token standard was the first token standard on the Ethereum network. Ethereum set a lot of milestones for us, especially moving forward as far as being able to scale these blockchains and use them at the enterprise level. There are some blockchains that are specifically built for the enterprise level, whereas you'll see big companies like Google and IBM are working to integrate these systems in order to dominate the industry that is blockchain technology. A lot of it's behind the scene. If you haven't heard of Hedera Hashcoin, it's one of the things I recommend. I just gave some free game right there. Most of the other token standards try to remain ERC20 compatible, and most wallets implement ERC20 standards, allowing them to hold and transact compatible tokens. The standard implements two fundamental items: the ability to associate token balances with Ethereum addresses, and the ability to transfer the tokens between addresses. So there are also ERC20 fungible tokens. Oh, we're still on fungible tokens, excuse me. There are ERC20 non-fungible tokens. Those are the NFTs. So a key disadvantage with the ERC20 standard is that it is easily possible to send tokens to addresses that can't handle them, like smart contract addresses. So since there is no process for identifying whether an address can support an ERC20 token, sending them to an address will mean that they get burned and you will not be able to get it back. If you ever send your token to the wrong address that is not compatible, it will get burned and you will not get your money back. I've done this before. It is crushing when you make a mistake in a wallet that you're sending your funds to, and it will get burned, and you will not be able to get your money back. It's absolutely crushing feeling. Okay, let's see. Now we are at the natural asset token. Natural asset tokens represent tangible goods in established markets like gold, oil, natural gas, base metals, so your regular commodities, or in frontier markets like carbon, water, and air. You're also able to buy carbon credits or offset with carbon credits using cryptos, which is real world use case. Earth token, it's a decentralized natural asset blockchain platform with accompanying Earth tokens. There's Power Ledger, it's a blockchain based peer-to-peer energy platform that lets users buy and sell electricity using Power Ledger token, and it's an ERC20 token, so it's on the Ethereum network. Sun Contract is a similar blockchain platform for trading energy using the Sun token. Pretty cool stuff. And then the boundaries in classifying natural asset tokens are not completely clear, of course. There's a lot still going on where people are trying to understand this. This is cutting edge technology. People are trying to understand all of it. A lot of it's in place, but people are just really figuring out as they go. Now we get into non-fungible tokens, NFTs. If you have not heard of NFTs, you're going to hear of NFTs. As I said before, you're able to post NFTs on Instagram now, and it will verify them, and it will also take you to OpenSea, the platform that they have for Ethereum NFTs. They've also integrated Solana NFTs. You're able to post them as well. You're also able to post them on Facebook now and integrate them, or post them here, and it will verify that it is a NFT. They're doing these with certain collections at first, but they will begin to roll them out more where it's verifiable on chain and on the platform itself, because they are integrating these legacy social media sites to actually become blockchain capable. As you can see, Meta is already creating its own version of the metaverse, and they are working very hard to actually integrate a lot more decentralized systems that we have in the NFT world and the Web3 ecosystem. So non-fungible tokens, they have unique properties, meaning they can be distinguished from one another, but they cannot be duplicated. The ERC 721, so Ethereum request for comment 721 standard on Ethereum, is fundamental for non-fungible tokens. CryptoKitties, which is a form of NFT. You go look up a CryptoKitty, they're going to cost you a couple of bands right now. There are some insane prices on some of these NFTs. So there are unique virtual cats that people can purchase, trade, raise, and even breed with other CryptoKitties. Non-fungible tokens can be used in gaming or to create unique gaming characters, and they may also be linked to unique real-world assets such as art or rare cars, and can allow investors to own fractional interest in such unique assets. So you can actually go purchase an NFT, and it will give you, if someone attached that NFT to ownership of a valuable item that they have or a historic piece that they have, you are able to actually invest in it by owning an NFT. I've seen people put houses up for sale on the blockchain, and purchasing the NFT is the same as purchasing the deed for that house. You actually own the house and the NFT, and it's all verifiable on the blockchain. As far as gamification goes, I've seen people have bought NFTs, cartoon NFTs, and their NFTs actually get imported to games that are being built. So their character and their NFT that they bought actually become a game, will get put as characters in the game. And they also are using this system to create royalty. So if you play, if you're a gamer and you're into games, you know that you go inside the little store on the game and you can buy like skins and things like that. Well, they actually have a system where they're building a creator economy, whereas if you're creating these skins on your game, or if you're actually buying these skins and things like that, when you buy them in a regular game, you can't sell them. You purchase them and they stay there. You can always use them, but you cannot sell them. But in the Web3 world, you can buy these skins and you can sell them. You can create them and you can sell them. I bought a skin on a game called Blanco's Block Party some months ago at like $20, and the value of it rose over the course of a couple of months, and it's in and out right now, but it's fluctuating. It's an asset for me now because I purchased it at a time when it was low, of course, and I treated it as an asset. It was an NFT. I'm able to play as the character and the skin in the game if I want to, but I can also sell it at an increased price because it has value. So stable coins. So as the term indicates, they were introduced to address the high price volatility of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins, and designed to maintain a relatively stable value, at least short time. So an altcoin is any other coin. Like altcoins are alternative coins. That's what they're called. Altcoins. Bitcoin is just known as Bitcoin because it's like the giant of the space. Ethereum is one of the main ones. Those are the two big names you're going to generally hear. As I said, stable coins are pegged to the US dollar. So when you get a stable coin, they're $1 for $1. So they're tied or pegged to an underlying asset or currency. They can take many forms and reference the following assets: fiat currencies. Crypto asset can be related to one or more fiats. Other real world assets such as securities, commodities, real estate, financial instruments, or other assets. You can invest right now fractionally into real life real estate by using cryptocurrencies, and you will receive payouts on that real estate in the form of the cryptocurrency that you choose, and it's all on chain. Okay, so we've come a long way in this space. So it's algorithmically controlled. So they use an algorithm that attempts to mimic the monetary policy in place, and it adjusts the supply of the token to match the demand to keep it pegged to that $1 value or whatever fiat currency is pegged to. So regarding how stablecoins are implemented, we classify them in two broad categories: centralized custodial stablecoins, meaning the underlying assets are held by a centralized custodian like a government entity, a bank, or decentralized non-custodial stablecoins, meaning it's managed in a decentralized fashion by many nodes and operators. Remember, a node is a computer, and it's operated through smart contracts, and it has reserves in cryptocurrencies rather than fiat. So the reserves are in another crypto, whereas instead of it being tied to $1, it's tied to maybe Ethereum, and they have a set amount of it sitting in a pool, and the value is always tied to the value of that total pool. It's like having it inside of a vault, but it's all public, so you can go there and you can see how much is in there at all times. So they're centralized custodial stablecoins. They're fiat backed. They were the first type of stablecoin in the market, and they're one of the most common. They may be backed by only one fiat currency, like it's usually the dollar, or more than one currency, like the euro and the Swiss franc, and they're in mixed ratios. The amount of currency used for backing the stablecoin has to reflect the circulating supply of the stablecoin. It's usually held by a regulated deity. For example, the stablecoin Tether, it is ranked number 3 right now by market cap. It has about, how many in circulation? 69 trillion. If I'm not saying, no, 69 billion. It has 69 billion in circulation right now. We have USD coin. Its total market cap, where is it? Is its total market cap is 42 million. Okay. No, my bad. It's at 42 billion. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. It's at 42 billion, my people. Stablecoins are now used by financial institutions to facilitate fast and low cross-border transfers. So they're able to, because of the speed that you're able to send these cryptocurrencies, people generally like to use them. You're able to send them at any time of the day or night. They're near instantaneous. The only thing stopping you actually from making those transactions is the amount you have, of course, if that person has a wallet or not. And that's generally it. There's really nothing. If you open up a wallet right now, and I have a wallet open, and I decide that at 4 a.m. I wanted to send you X amount, and you live all the way in Guatemala or Ecuador, I could send it right now, and you'd receive it near instantaneously. It's insane. So stablecoins can be backed by one or more commodity like gold or silver. And the amount of the commodity used to back the stablecoin has to reflect the circulating supply of the stablecoin. So they have digital gold token, which is DGX, and 1 DGX is worth 1 gram of gold. They also have tether gold, which is called XAUT, and so it's 1 troy fine ounce of gold, meaning it's fractionalized by up to 6 decimal places. They have basket weighted currencies backed custodial stablecoins. That is an interesting one, and I have actually rarely seen or even heard of these. One of the systems that was put in place was called Libra, and it was initially announced to be a basket of currencies, meaning bank deposits and government debts, and it's referred to as the Libra Reserve. The launch was delayed because of various concerns that were raised by financial regulators and consumer advocates, and it's been renamed to Diem, and it's aiming to debut as a single USD peg coin so it can get regulatory approval. And it's going to be used as a means of payment. It'll be available in Messenger, WhatsApp, and as a standalone application. If I'm not mistaken, Diem is the coin that was attempted to be launched by Facebook, and it failed. And now they have relaunched as a blockchain called Aptos, which I'll mention in the last stream. And they are supposed to be on par to be faster than Solana as far as transactions per second. They have their own coin, which is going for about $7 or $8 at the moment, I think, right now. So because of that failed project, they actually repurposed it into something else because Facebook was becoming a giant in the space, and I think there were other entities in place that just wanted that not to happen. Facebook having way too much control over these things. So decentralized non-custodial stablecoins. So they're managed in a decentralized fashion, operate through smart contracts, and have reserves in current cryptocurrency rather than fiat. MakerDAO is one of them. It's a smart contract platform on the Ethereum network that backs and dynamically stabilizes the value of the DAI stablecoin. So the stablecoin is called DAI. The goal is to have it pegged to the value of the US dollar, and it's entirely backed up by one or more cryptocurrencies. So it's backed up by either Ethereum, BAT, which is basic attention token, or USDC, which is US dollar coin. It's multi collateral, and it can now be backed by a basket of coins. A lot of them, it's insane. It's way too many names. So smart contracts control a collateralized debt position. So it's a vault in which you invest a cryptocurrency like Ethereum, and based on how much you put in, you can choose the collateralization ratio and have the smart contract issue DAI against your ETH collateral. So you can take out loans on your cryptocurrency, and it'll stay there until you return the funds. You can go do whatever you need with it. You can keep that loan open as long as you need, as long as you're able to return the funds that you have. And the fees are very minimal. So you might get up to 70% of the amount you put up as collateral. You could probably get like 70% as far as a loan on that. It's pretty interesting. And if you go and make more money off that, you can return the amount you made and keep the amount, or you can return the amount you borrowed and then you can keep the amount that you made. You can also put up money to lend to others, and you receive fees based off of it being lent. You can put your money in a pool, and every time someone makes transactions on that network, you can receive money from the fees that are accrued. Like, there's so many ways to make money in this space. Decentralized non-custodial stablecoin. So there are no central operating actors at MakerDAO, both its code or protocol, and the governing community is decentralized, meaning that people who are actively participating in the network have the ability to designate what type of changes are being made on the network. So if the majority is in consensus on a change they feel needs to be made on the network, they can make it happen. So DAI, it's a part of a growing system called DeFi, decentralized finance, and it's focused on building financial services that are different from the ones we are used to, meaning you become your own bank. You have the money to lend out money, to borrow money, to operate like a bank and accrue fees off of transactions made. When people are borrowing or lending, there's just so much, and it's beautiful. I love every bit of it. So to summarize, we went over the various categories: cryptographic digital currencies like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, basic attention token, EOS, you name it. Basically the top 10, probably the top 15. So we went over them as the different types, which would be a cryptocurrency, a platform token, a utility token, a security token, Colored coins, natural asset tokens, crypto collectibles, crypto fiat, and stable coins. And went over a few of the examples. I know it's a lot of information, and to someone who is not familiar with this ecosystem, it could probably sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I completely understand. When I first dived into it, I had to go down the rabbit hole, and I had to really dive and delve through every bit of it. And I mean, it just takes time. Like learning anything new, it's hard at first, but you become familiar with the language and the ecosystem. And I learned by doing. I watched others do in the space, and I picked up on it. But I dived in for myself. I started creating NFTs. I started collecting NFTs. I've started going on the back end, looking at contracts, trading tokens, buying coins, investing, just like trying every bit of it. And that helped me accrue the knowledge that I have currently of the system. And it helped me actually kind of get an idea of where the system is going. And now I'm able to actually navigate the space in a way better than probably people who have been in it for a couple of years longer than me, honestly. It's very interesting. And of course, if anyone has any questions or after hearing this or playing it back and finding any part of this interesting, please contact me. That's what I'm here for. I enjoy it. If you need links, websites, if you need documents to help you just go over the basics, or for you to review yourself, yeah, please reach out. I got it all. If you need to be plugged into a space where you can learn about it, hit me up. I got it all. Where I'm in the space where I'm watching industries get revolutionized overnight, every day. It's happening. I'm talking about in the music industry. They're building. You have the ability to be your own record label, launch your music, launch others' music, to all platforms, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, etc. All those things from Web3. You're able to basically become your own art store. You can create your own marketplaces. You can create your own retail stores. You can sell real life merchandise via NFTs. You receive royalties off these things, meaning every time something is bought or resold, every time something is resold, you receive a royalty off of it, a percentage, and you decide the percentage. There's just so much. It's hard to actually quantify it all into one video. I'd be on here for hours. But I'm thankful for everyone who tuned in.